We have yet to hear the voices of the Iraqi people here today, but you're going to get the opportunity. But I think if you listen very well, you can hear Iraqis from across the globe speaking to us. You can hear them say, end this war, end the occupation, end the pillage, end the administration, and get the troops home. The next speaker, Nadia Keilani, is part of MISIC, Middle Eastern Cultural and Information Center, and the Arab-American Anti-Defamation Committee. Please welcome Nadia Keilani, an Iraqi-American.
Hello, and thank you all for caring enough to be here today. I'd like to start by saying that it's extremely humbling to follow Gore Vidal, and it was an absolute honor to get to hear him speak in person. I'm here today to tell you that the surge is working. Why is it working? Because the Bush administration and the media, which repeats its talking points, tell us that it's working. How is it working? Last month alone, there was a 33% increase in the number of Iraqi civilian deaths. 33% increase. If that's not a surge, I don't know what is. Since we invaded, there's been an 11% surge in malnutrition among Iraqi children. 5 years ago, 4% of Iraq's children were on the verge of starvation. Today, the Bush administration has surged that number to 8%, doubling it. Before we invaded, 25% of Iraqis were unemployed. Today, 70% are unemployed. That's a surge of nearly 300%. Before we invaded, 19% of Iraqis were living in abject poverty. Today, 54% are living in abject poverty. That's a surge of 35%. 5 years ago, thanks to our murderous sanctions, 50% of Iraqis lacked clean drinking water. Today, that number has surged to 70%. Five years ago, Iraqis had almost continuous access to electricity. Today, they go 66% of their day without electricity. Before the occupation, less than 1% of Iraqi children missed school. Today, 66% stay home because it's just too dangerous. 3 years ago, 65% of Iraqis wanted us out. Today, that number has surged to 78%. Now that's a surge. For those who thought that this administration was too incompetent, too ill-informed, too ignorant to accomplish anything, as these numbers clearly show, you were wrong. This administration has accomplished the total and complete destruction of the once great and proud country of Iraq. It has also accomplished the near bankruptcy of the once great and proud country of the United States of America. Our fight still continues. It continues because this administration's illegal acts, done in our name, continue. This war has cost us $270 million a day, $500 billion so far. More importantly, it has cost the lives of 1 million Iraqis, 1 million Iraqis, and 4,000 Americans. Today, half of Iraq's 27 million people are either dead, injured, or displaced. 4 million Iraqis have become refugees scattered around the globe. Yet those in power in this country, be they Democrat or Republican, tiptoe around the issue, afraid to say what is so painfully obvious to every man, woman, and child in Iraq. This war has been a complete unmitigated disaster, and the surge in Iraqi security is a farce. What our media, which long ago ceased to fulfill its role of investigative journalism, fails to tell us is that any temporary increase in violence in Iraq has less to do with the 20,000 additional troops sent there and more to do with the $10 a day bribe that the Bush administration is paying Iraqi resistance fighters. The Bush administration is literally bribing Iraqis not to resist the occupation. And for some Iraqis beaten down and starved for the past 4 years, they have opted to take this bribe simply in order not to watch their children starve. What should be painfully obvious to us all by now is the fact that this war is the largest armed robbery in the history of mankind. This war has nothing to do with WMDs. It has nothing to do with ridding the world of a brutal dictator. It has nothing to do with bringing democracy to Iraq. It has nothing to do with anything good or noble. This war has everything to do with enriching large multinational corporations at the expense of the people of Iraq and the people of the United States. It is time for this brutal occupation to end. It is time for the people of Iraq, and for that matter, the people of Palestine, to live in freedom and dignity. Thank you all.
Iraqi-American Nadia Keilani from the ADC and MISIC.